Principles of sports nutrition.
The benefits of routine physical exercise are as infinite as the number of stars in the universe. The benefits of exercise are multidimensional, affecting mind, body, spirit, mental, emotional, physical. Exercise is known to absolutely improve mental health, give us superior form and function, and of course elevate our performance in sports and in life. And I'm speaking here to the sport of life. If you want to play the game of life at a maximum level of performance, exercise is the key. At least it's part of the key, because exercise and nutrition go hand in hand. Now, exercise improves our ability to survive by conditioning the body to cope with stress. So every time you go to the gym or run or swim or cycle or go for a hike and move your body, you're creating a simulation that will help you cope with mental, physical, and emotional stress. And if you don't train, if you don't exercise, if you don't turn up the volume when it comes to physical activity, you're going to have a much more difficult time getting through life. Life is going to really bring you down. It's really going to alter your chemistry in a way because you're not conditioned to cope with it physiologically. The adrenals, the brain, the central nervous system, the muscular system, all the systems that are activated as a consequence of exercise. Now, exercise is a powerful form of natural preventive medicine. In fact, it's second to none. For maximum long-term benefits, it should be performed routinely, consistently, and progressively, and that's the snag. Have you ever gone fishing? Do you know what a snag is? Well, when you get a snag, you got to take your time, you got to walk around, you have to pull the line from different directions, and ultimately, if you take your time and you're patient and you think out the process, you can release the snag without losing your lure, which often are not cheap to buy, and perhaps it's one of your favorite lures, your lucky lure, the one that you got all the fish with. Well, this same principle applies with exercise. We have to avoid the snag that brings us down, the snag that leads to disease and pathology, innervation, fatigue, low energy, insomnia, depression. Those are the snags. And what exercise does is it relieves the snag. It's a way to avoid getting a snag, and it's also a treatment for the snag. You take your time, you ease into it, you understand what it means, there's a logic to it. Exercise is a science, there's a methodology involved, and you just plod progressively into the future and expect wonderful benefits as a consequence of doing what the science proves and no one can deny will give us those wonderful results that we call the benefits of life and living. Now, exercise is good, just like the sun and the moon and the stars and the beauty of life. But here are a few benefits that you can take home to the bank. Studies have shown that exercise can increase BDNF, which is an acronym for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Now, this is incredible because exercise enhances the release. It increases the release. It increases the production of BDNF, which enhances synaptic plasticity and neuron functions of the brain and growth factors, stimulates neurogenesis, increases resistance to brain insults, and improves learning and mental performance. So exercise is not just about your body, it's about your brain, your mind, your central nervous system. Now, here's another great benefit which has only been recently discovered. Exercise, and in particular intense exercise, the kind that makes you strain, the kind that makes you push and prod, the kind that makes you generate lactic acid, hard, tough exercise, the good kind. This exercise actually stimulates the production of stem cells from soma cells, from cells inside our own body. These are parent stem cells, not embryonic. So these are stem cells that come from our heart, our bone marrow, and our organs spread throughout the body. So when you train hard with intensity, you actually generate stem cells. And these stem cells now are actually being siphoned out of donors and put into the bodies of kids and people with cancers. This is an alternative therapy to the chemo and radiation, which is in particular the one that I would choose, never going with radiation or chemo. That's me. But it's nice to know that I'm generating an environment inside my body that is harmful to cancer, harmful to heart disease, harmful to all that is antagonistic to everything that is ravaging men and women today. So we put in a little bit of time, maybe an hour, 5 times a week. What an incredible return. What an amazing investment. This is 1 billion times, 1 trillion times more reliable of an investment than the stock market, Wall Street, banking, shares, stock in drug companies, whatever you put your money into. Never mind all of that. Put your money, your time, your energy, your focus into yourself, your body, your mind. Train it. Train it like an athlete. Become like a Greek god, the type of individual that Plato and Socrates and Aristotle all talked about. They said we've got to start from scratch, and the beginning is gymnastics and exercise because the benefits seep into the mind. They determine our character and conduct. They affect and influence how we think. So exercise and all of its multiple benefits, which are almost infinite, almost impossible to describe, are a kaleidoscope of virtue that ultimately at the end of the day you can claim to be your own because you're the one that's done it.